Hi, Guillermo. We're gonna wait for the rest of your classmates 1 more minute, okay?
Okay.
Okay, good afternoon, guys. Buenas tardes. We're now we're three. Okay, it's because I was waiting for the rest of you, but now we are almost complete, so we can start. Okay, well, good afternoon. The last time I saw you, we were talking about the past perfect. So we had like a preview. We had a preview of the past perfect. So now we're gonna start with the topic of the past perfect simple.
I remember that. Thank you for the preview.
Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. So now we're gonna go please to the past perfect simple 3-2 in Smart, please. It's the grammar, it's in grammar, past perfect simple. Yeah. Let me know when you're ready there. Okay, so are you there already? ¿Ya están aquí?
Yes, I am. In this part on the platform. Let me try.
Okay. So it says in here, the day after the storm, we drove through Stanley Park. We saw the wind had destroyed many of the trees. Okay, we are going to start highlighting the events because all of them happened in the past. Okay, the day after the storm, we drove, this is past simple, through Stanley Park. We saw the wind had destroyed many of the trees. So here we have these two events that we drove past, we saw past, had destroyed many of the trees. This event that I have in the rectangle happened before I saw and drove through Stanley Park. Let's see more of this.
The verb in this case is in past participle.
Exactly, with the past perfect. Yeah, that's what I'm going to show you right now. Okay, the structure of the past perfect simple is the following. We have had with every single subject. You see, for example, that in the present perfect, we use has or have depending on the subject. In this case, the past perfect uses the same auxiliary verb for every single subject, which means that I'm always going to use have talking about the past perfect. Sorry, give me a minute. Okay, sorry. So I was telling you, we use the same actually verb have for every single subject. Added to this, we are going to use the past participle form of the verb. Remember that the past tense has the simple past and the past participle, right? The form of the verb. So we're gonna use the past participle. For example, look at this. I had eaten. Had eaten, past participle. In the negative is I hadn't eaten. And in the interrogative, had I eaten? To contract the affirmative sentence, I will use apostrophe and D, such as in would, así como el would, pero aquí en este contexto significa had. So how am I gonna know if I contract apostrophe D, if it is would or if it is had? Well, because if it has a past participle verb next to it, it means that it is the past perfect. But if it doesn't, then it means that it's would. So here we're having the structure with and. With you is exactly the same. You have gone. You've gone. You hadn't gone. Had you gone? She had met him. She had met him. She hadn't met him. Had she met him? He had played. He had played. He hadn't played. Had he played? It had rained. It rained. It hadn't rained. Had it rained? We had bought it. We had bought it. We hadn't bought it. Had we bought it? They had studied it. They studied it. They hadn't studied it. Had they studied it? Okay, so if you notice, it is had with every single subject. Hadn't in negative, and in interrogative, I'll start with had. And remember to add the past participle form of the verb next to the auxiliary verb, in this case, had. Eaten, gone, met, played, rained, bought, studied. Positive, negative, or interrogative. Because, for example, in the negative form, for example, let's talk about didn't. When we are using didn't, the verb takes its base form, which means that it goes to its original form. But in the past perfect, the past participle verb stays in past participle, even though I have the auxiliary verb had, or well, hadn't, right? Okay, and an interrogative is the same. I'm always going to use the past participle form, either it is positive, negative, or interrogative. And the had, hadn't, or had is going to be with it. Questions about the structure?
No, no, teacher.
Good. Now let's talk about its use. Okay, we often use the past perfect to describe events that happen in the past by starting with a sentence in past simple. For example, I got up at 7 a.m. this morning. If we want to talk about things that happen before these actions, we use the past perfect. For example, the storm had already finished. What does it mean? I will explain you short, but I'll try to be accurate in Spanish real quick for you to not get confused. Ok, utilizamos el pasado simple siempre refiriéndonos al pasado con situaciones, con el past simple. Por ejemplo, aquí tengo I got up at 7 a.m. this morning. Todo lo que haya pasado antes de esta acción, para hacer referencia a esta acción, yo voy a utilizar el past perfect. Entonces, si yo estoy hablando de algo en específico, recuerden que el past simple se utiliza para hablar sobre acciones que terminaron, right? Por ejemplo, I went to the party, I washed the dishes, I took a shower. Entonces, estoy hablando sobre situaciones que terminaron y son específicas. Y el past perfect va a entrar ahí para hacer mención a cualquier acción que haya sucedido antes de lo que yo te estoy hablando. Por ejemplo, I washed the dishes yesterday. They had, all had eaten before I watched them. Entonces, si yo digo, ah, es que todos comieron antes de que yo los lavara, o sea, mi acción principal no es con el past perfect, es con el simple past, pero todo lo que yo mencione que ocurrió antes de esto, voy a usar el past perfect, ¿sí? Do you understand the purpose of the past perfect? You are going to use the past perfect to talk about every action that happened before the main event, let's say like that. Antes de la acción principal a la que yo me estoy enfocando, ¿sí?
Por ejemplo, teacher, en este ejemplo que pone, I got up at 7 a.m. this morning, es past simple, ¿no?
Ajá.
Esto, es pasado simple.
Ajá.
Y lo siguiente, the storm has already finished, es
Past perfect.
Past perfect.
Ajá.
Pero tiene relación con la
sí.
con la oración anterior.
Sí, porque como te comento, el past perfect se va a utilizar para hablarse como algo que sucedió antes de una acción. Entonces, en este caso, yo te estoy hablando de la hora que me levanté. Todo lo que yo haga mención de que haya sucedido antes de esa hora que yo me levanté, porque ese es mi acción principal. Todo lo que haya sucedido antes de esta acción, porque ya terminó esta acción, voy a usar el past perfect.
Entonces la traducción en la segunda parte sería la tormenta ya había terminado.
Ajá, exactly.
Okay.
The past perfect, you're welcome. The past perfect is commonly used to describe someone's experience before a time in the past. For this meaning, it is common to use never, ever, and, or before. Okay, for example, Guillermo, can you read these 3 examples, please?
Yes. When I came to Canada, I had never been to a foreign country. I was very nervous because I had never flown before. Had you ever seen that actress in a movie before tonight?
Very good, thank you. Okay, so here I'm saying, when I came to Canada, what does it mean? Hasta aquí significa that this person is already in Canada, right? When I came to Canada, I had never been to a foreign country. What does it mean? That being in Canada is his first experience. Before going to Canada, he had never been to a foreign country. What does it mean? That this is the first time. I was very nervous because I had never flown before. What does it mean? That it was the first time that he traveled, that he flown, right? So it means that before this event, this one hadn't occurred, never occurred. Have you ever seen that actress in the movie before tonight? Because I'm saying that tonight is the first time that we saw it. Yes, do you see the context of using the past perfect? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The past simple, past continuous, and past perfect. There are many ways of expressing in the past. We just have to identify and learn to, identify which is the one that we want to use and we have to use depending on what we're focusing on. For example, when I got home, my husband cooked dinner. My husband started to cook dinner immediately after I got home. What does it mean? Both of these actions are finished. So I'm saying that at the time that I got home, my husband cooked the dinner. When I got home, my husband was cooking dinner. What does it mean? That when I got home, my husband started cooking dinner before I got home. He was not finished cooking. What does it mean? For example, when I got home, my husband was cooking dinner. That was an action that was in progress. It means that at the time that I arrived home, he was cooking. He was in the process of cooking dinner. Now here, when I got home, my husband had cooked dinner. What does it mean? That when I got home, dinner was ready because my husband finished cooking dinner before I got home. Do you see the difference? Because I'm using exactly the same verb in the same context. What it varies or what it makes it different is the verb. Remember, in the first example I have in here, when I got home, my husband cooked dinner. It means that at the time that I got home, he started to cook dinner. And in the second one, I'm saying that when I got home, he was in the process of cooking dinner. And in the third one, I'm saying that when I got home, dinner was ready because he had finished cooking dinner. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
No es lo mismo el 1 y el 3.
No, because in this one, it says when I got home, my husband cooked dinner. It means that at the time I got home, he started cook dinner.
Es only past.
Both of the actions, let's say that happen at the same time, same period of time. And in this one was in progress, right? And in this one, dinner was ready because when I got home, he had finished. Yes?
Okay. Yeah.
Alondra, Oakley?
Yes, teacher, it's okay.
Okay, because you've been quiet, so that's why. Okay, we're gonna practice it. It's been shared with you. And let's open it. Okay, let's start practicing with this tense. And it says, read the situations and complete the sentences in the past perfect simple with the verbs in parentheses. So let's practice the structure first. We are going to start practicing with the structure, which means that I just have to change the verbs, how I have them in parentheses, and add the auxiliary verb, in this case is had. So remember, every single sentence is going to be with had. It will probably be with hadn't in case that they are negative. So had or hadn't for negative ones. And the verb that you have in parentheses, you will have to change it into its participle form. Okay, so it will be had plus the verb in past participle, or hadn't plus the verb in past participle. For example, here, cut is an irregular verb that it stays the same, keeps the same form, but it is in past participle, even though it shows or it seems to be in the same form. My finger was bleeding, so I put a band-aid. I had cut myself. Why am I using the past perfect in here, for example? Because my finger is bleeding is the main action, is the one that I'm focusing on. I had cut myself is the action that happened before I was bleeding, right? Okay, so that's what you're gonna do first. Remember, had or hadn't for negatives, and the past participle form of the verb in parentheses. Let me know when you finish this first part, please, and we're gonna check.
The exercise number 1?
Yes, please.
Okay. It is done, teacher.
Okay,
Me
good.
too, teacher.
Excellent. So let's go to the letter A. Jose, please.
Okay. We went to the store to buy a new dishwasher. Ours has broken.
Very good. Alondra, letter B, please.
He looked very different the last time we saw him. He had gained a lot of weight.
He had gained. Very good. Guillermo, letter C.
I opened the door and entered the classroom. Everyone looked at me angrily. Had interrupted the class.
I had interrupted the very good. Letter D, Jose.
The road to the beach was closed. A landslide had covered the road with rocks.
Very good. Had covered. Alondra, letter E.
I went to the clinic to see my doctor. I had caught a cold.
Had caught. Very good. Guillermo, letter F.
The town was flooded. The ocean waves had gone over the wall.
Very good. Had gone. Jose, letter G.
3 days after the earthquake, I was told some sad news. About 8,000 people had died in the disaster.
Had died. Very good. Alondra, letter H.
We had an amazing view of the fireworks last night. We had climbed onto the roof to see them.
Climbed. Very good. Guillermo, I.
My brother came down for dinner walking in pain. He had hurt himself in his soccer game earlier in the day.
Had heard. Very good.
Hurt is an irregular verb.
Exactly. It stays the same form and everything, but it is in past participle.
Okay. Okay.
Letter J, Jose.
And we were tired when we finally got home. We had a busy day.
We had. Very good. We had. Letter K, Alondra.
It's correct to
Yes.
say had?
Yes, because this is the auxiliary and this is the verb.
Okay. So wait.
Letter K, Alondra.
The missing dog was returned to the owner. It had been at a neighbor's house for most of the day.
Very good. Had been. Okay, yes. Here, had it is correct because had is the auxiliary, the first had, and the second had is the verb, right? The main verb.
Okay.
Now it says, complete the following sentences with past simple and past perfect. Remember, the action that happened first is the one that is going to be in past simple. And the one that happened before the main action is the one that is going to be in past perfect, okay? For example, the fire started because someone had left a burning cigarette on the ground. So what is like the cause or like the consequence or the effect that the fire started? What happened before the fire started? Oh, someone had left a burning cigarette on the ground. Let's do letter A together. He what?
He was in
He
pain.
was in pain. Why was he in pain? What happened before he was in pain?
Because he had fell down.
Had fallen. Had fallen down.
Felt or fallen?
Fallen is in past participle.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you're gonna do. Identify the main event, and that event is going to be in simple past. And then the other part of the thing that happened before that other thing happened, you're gonna put it in past perfect, okay? Let me know when you're done with this second exercise, please.
Okay, thanks.
Teacher, el verbo también va en past participle.
The one with the past perfect, yes.
Okay.
The first one, the simple past simple, no, it is just in past simple.
Okay.
Did you finish? Remember to tell me when you're done, please.
I finished the show.
Alon-
I finished to the show.
Excellent. Guillermo, did you finish?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go with letter B then. It says, when we around the city, we that the earthquake a lot of damage. So Guillermo, letter B, please.
When we drove around the city, we saw that the earthquake caused
When we drove around the city, we what?
saw
We
we
saw
saw the
that the earthquake
we had caused a lot of damage.
had caused a lot of damage. Very good. Letter C, Jose.
Let's see. I was hungry when I came to school. I hadn't eaten breakfast yet.
Very good. I hadn't eaten breakfast yet. Okay, Alondra, letter D.
See, I felt better because I have taken some medicine.
Okay. I felt better because I had taken some medicine. Very good. Letter E, Guillermo.
When we went skiing, there was so much snow on the mountain. There had been a blizzard the night before.
Very good. On the mountain. There had been a blizzard the night before. Okay. Jose,
Teacher, I have a
letter-
question. I have a question in this sentence. Is there was or there were?
There was, because
There was?
the snow is uncountable. So uncountables go with singular forms.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Letter F, Jose, please.
I was very relaxed because I had just spent an hour in the jacuzzi.
And just spent an hour.
Spent with
Uh-huh.
empty, spent
It's irregular.
is irregular too.
Okay, next. Wait. Okay, letter G, Alondra.
When the hurricane arrived, most of the people had already left the city.
I'm sorry. Okay, when the hurricane arrived, most of the people. Can you repeat it, please, Alondra? Most of the people.
When the hurricane arrived, most of the people had already left the city.
Very good. That's it. Letter H. Guillermo, please.
The tsunami appeared because there had been a large earthquake earlier in the day.
A large earthquake earlier in the day. Very good. Letter I, Jose.
My friend didn't come with me to the gym because he had hurt his back at work.
Very good. He had hurt his back at work. Letter J, Alondra.
We was freezing because we had been on the balcony all evening.
Okay, we were.
Okay.
We were freezing because we had been on the balcony all evening. Okay, good. Okay, Guillermo, please.
The firefight. How do you say?
Firefighter.
The firefighter rescued the shield from the fire. He had heard the shield scream.
He had heard the child's scream. Very good. Now, well, first of all, questions about the exercise you just answered?
Not sure.
No.
Okay, good. Now it says complete the verbs in the sentences in either past simple or past perfect simple. Use the order of events as indicated by the numbers to help you decide which grammar tense to use. So it means that you have three things here. I ate breakfast, I made my lunch, and I took a shower. You have the sentences, which means that every single thing in here happened in the past. But now you have to decide which one happened first. Well, you have the order already, so now you're going to put it in a paragraph, and then one of them is going to be in past perfect, and two of them are going to be in past simple. So you have to decide which is the one that happened probably at the same, which ones are finished, actions that are finished, and which one is something that happened before one of those two actions, okay? For example, it didn't make me along to get ready after I took a shower because I had already eaten breakfast and made my lunch. Okay, I had already eaten breakfast. This is the action that happened before this other one. And made my lunch is another action that is finished. Let's do the next one together. For example, here I have, we decided to meet at 3 p.m. I arrived at Starbucks at 2:55 and Joe arrived at 3:15. So I have to decide which of these actions are actions that are done, concluded, and which one is something that it's just that happened before another action. Okay, so it says in here, when I, 5 minutes early for our meeting, I didn't see Joe at the coffee shop. So which of these actions do you think goes here? When I what?
All right.
When I arrived, very good. When I arrived, we to meet at 3 p.m. We what?
Decide.
Okay, I'll put decided, and then at the end, we're gonna choose which one is better, okay? We decided to meet at 3 p.m. He finally, about 20 minutes later.
He finally had arrived.
No, why not? Because this is actually the thing that happened at the very end. So which of these?
All right.
It's arrived. Which of these two actions happened before the other one? Take a look to these both sentences in the context. Which of these two happened before the other one?
So it's in simple past.
No, that's what we're discussing. We're trying to see which of these two is going to be in past perfect. Which one happened before the other one? Which one happened first?
We decided.
Okay, so then this one is the going with the past perfect. When I arrived, it's concluded, I arrived. When I arrived 5 minutes early for our minute, I didn't see Joe at the coffee shop. Before arriving and planning and everything, it is something that we had already planned. So we had decided to meet at 3 p.m. This was happened before I arrived. Do you see? He finally arrived about 20 minutes later. This is happened at the end, and this is another action separated from the one that I'm talking about before. So this one goes in simple past too, because it's also another action that is concluded. Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
Kind of. Okay, so take a look, give it a try, and then we're gonna check all together your answers to see if you got it clear, or maybe if we have to keep practicing more, okay? So work with the part number 3, and when you are ready, tell me, okay?
Okay.
Did you finish, Jose?
It's the exercise 3.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I finished.
Okay. Guillermo, Alondra, did you finish?
Y me falta una maestra nomás.
Okay, Guillermo. Well, I'll give 1 more minute, Jose.
Yeah.
Ya terminé.
Okay, let's go to number 2. We have 3 actions. Tsunami alarm went off. Everyone ran up to the hill. Everyone waited until it was safe to go home. Alondra, can you read it, please? The paragraph with your answers.
Sí. Many of the children at the school screamed when the tsunami alarm went off. Everyone in the school ran up to the top of a large hill and had waited until it was safe to go home.
Okay, everyone in the school ran up to the top of a large hill and
had waited.
until it was safe to go home. Okay, let's check each one of the actions in here. Many of the children at the school screamed when the tsunami alarm went off. Okay, this is like the main event, right? Everyone in the school to the top of a large hill and had waited until it was safe to go home. I don't think that this one goes with past perfect because this was the last thing that happened. So this one actually happened after the alarm went off.
Can be, teacher, in this case, the letter E has run.
Has run, yes. Consider like that. We have three actions, right? One of them is like the main one. One will happen after the main one and the other one will happen before. The one that happened before the main event in here is the one that goes with the past perfect, okay? So many of the children, the alarm went off. Everyone in the school had run up to the large hill and waited until it was safe to go home.
Okay, maestra.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Jose, can you read it, please?
When I arrived at the park, the wind had stopped. I went to the park to fly my kite because it was windy earlier.
Very good. Okay, good job. Guillermo, next one, it says, well, go ahead, please, when we.
When we got to John party, we didn't see Andrea because she went home. We had left an hour late. Because she had gone home.
She had gone. She had gone home, and after the party and that, we left an hour later. Yes? This is like the main one. This happened before the main one, and this one happened after the main one. Okay. Now, I think this is the, no, before the last one. Exercise 4 says, complete the conversations with past simple, past continuous, or past perfect of the verbs in parentheses. Okay, so what are you gonna do? In exercise 4, you are going to decide if the events in here are finished. If they are finished, then we're gonna use past simple. If they are in progress, and if they are in progress, we're gonna use the continuous one. Or if they are or if they are just things that happen before another thing happened, so then we're gonna use the past perfect. For example, where did you go in Italy on your vacation, Don? The vacations are over. It means that we're gonna use past perfect, I mean simple past. Okay, we most of our time in Florence and Rome. We what?
We spent.
We spent. Let's do this one together. We to Milan because we there before. We what?
We didn't go.
Didn't go. Very good. Why didn't we go? We didn't go to Milan because we before.
Had been.
had been. Very good. So we use here the simple past and the past perfect. And that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna read the context of what you have in here, and you're gonna decide if you're gonna use the past simple, past continuous, or past perfect, okay? Tell me when you are done with the exercise 4, please. Did you finish? You've been so quiet.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Alondra, Guillermo, did you?
Yes.
So let's go to the letter D. Guillermo, are you there?
Yes.
Can you help me with letter D, please?
What did you do when I called it?
Okay, what did you do when I called? You what?
You no answer it.
Mm, you didn't answer.
You didn't not.
You didn't answer. And
I was working in my garden outside.
hmm?
I didn't hear the cell phone.
Very good. Good job. I didn't hear the phone. So in this case, we had past simple and past continuous. Very good.
Teacher,
Yes.
in the fifth part, letter D can be what were you doing or not?
It could be what were you doing? Yes, it's actually more accurate. What were you doing? What were you doing? Oh, I was working. Because we're in the answer, we're using in the past continuous, so that's why it's better to use past continuous in the question too. Very good. Okay, Jose, letter H.
Mhm. Have you cooked dinner when you got home?
Had you cooked dinner when you got home?
It's had in past. Had.
Habría did.
Look at the answer. Always
Um,
check the answer. The answer is with?
In past.
So the question will be,
That's past perfect.
did you cook?
Oh,
Because the answer says I didn't.
okay.
And we always had the answers with the questions match. It's like a match. If the answer is we didn't, then it's because the question was we did. Did you cook dinner when you get home? When you got home, sorry. Continue, Jose, please.
No, I didn't have to. My wife had already finished cooking dinner when I got home.
Very good. Past perfect and past simple, right? Good job. Alondra, next one, please.
Did you hear the news about John? No, what happened? He climbed a tree and fell down. Now he's in the hospital. Wow, was terrible.
Okay, he climbed a tree and fell down. Very good. So in this case, we just use the past simple because every action we're talking about are things that are concluded, right? That finish.
In this part, teacher, can I say he was climbing a tree and fell down?
Yeah, it could be he was climbing a tree and fell down, or he climbed a tree and fell down. Both are good. Probably it's more accurate to say he was climbing, but using he climbed a tree and fell down, it's also good because these are two separated actions. Okay.
I understand. Thanks.
Letter P. Guillermo, please.
This morning, something really strange happened on my way to work. Oh yeah, what did it mean?
What did it be? I don't think what did it be. Verb to be is the auxiliary here. So
what is?
What was, because it's past.
What
okay. Was it? Okay.
What was? Well, while I rode the train, everyone.
While While es
While
mientras. So, while I what? I was writing.
okay, I was riding the train. Everyone on the train suddenly were starting singing.
Just started. I started singing. I was riding the train. They started singing. Yes. See? Okay. Alondra, the next one, please.
Here's the money you lent me. Sure, thank you. Thanks. Oh yeah, it is a good thing you remember it because I had forgot all about the money.
Mhm. Forgot. Here it could be forgot or forgotten. Forgot or forgotten are good. All that money. Very good. Okay, questions about this part?
No.
No? Let's go to the last part. And the last part says, complete the following sentences about yourself. Okay, so you are going to use simple past, past perfect, or past continuous, up to you, related and according to the first part of the sentence you already have, okay? For example, while I was coming to school today, I did my homework on the bus. So since here I have past continuous, I'm going to use simple past here. When I went to bed last night, okay, here I can use another one in past tense, okay? I already eaten breakfast when something happens, so also past tense. So check all the sentences and answer according to you using past simple, past continuous, or past perfect according to the context of the sentence, okay? Tell me when you are ready, please.
Okay.
Did you finish?
Yes, I finished.
Alondra, Guillermo, did you?
Yes.
Okay. So let's see. Jose, letter A, please.
When I went to bed last night, I took my pills.
Okay. Letter B, Alondra.
I had already eaten breakfast when I went to work.
Very good. Guillermo, letter C.
It was raining when I wasn't working.
When I was working. Letter D, Jose.
When I woke up this morning, I made the breakfast.
Breakfast. Okay. Letter E, Alondra.
Before I came to class, I went to prepare something to eat.
Okay. Letter F, Guillermo.
I never see anything like it when I was a little.
When I was little. Okay. And letter G, Jose.
When I start studying at this school, I had been in other countries.
Okay. Very good. Okay, guys. Questions about the class of today?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay. Well, thank you for being here. I'll see you on Wednesday at the same time. Have a good evening, guys. Good night. Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
teacher. Thank you.
Good night.